Golfunity, the most popular golf infotainment podcast in town. All right, you awesome golf fanatics, and welcome back to Golfunity, the most popular golf infotainment podcast in town.
Great to be here.
Episode 19 is here, and trust us, we are definitely not holding back today.
No way.
We just saw a PGA Championship at Quail Hollow that was, well, more thrilling than a final hole birdie putt to win it all, maybe a little controversial.
Oh, yeah, like a dodgy drop.
Exactly. And just straight up cool. You are Sharp Golf Insider. You're about to get the real story, the stuff beyond the highlights.
Yeah, we've gone through the PGA Championship site, looked at Golf Monthly. We're pulling out the surprising bits, the head scratchers.
That's juicy nuggets.
That's it. Our mission. To really break down how Scottie Scheffler, who seems to just collect majors now, how he locked down his very first Wanamaker trophy.
We got to talk about the near misses, the drama.
Oh, yeah. And the controversies, the stats, everything that made Quail Hollow such a pressure cooker this year.
Okay, let's dive right into Scheffler. The guy shows up, Quail Hollow, and boom, wins by 5.
5 strokes. Pretty comfortable in the end.
11 under par. And listen to this, his third ARD major title already.
He's got the 22 and 24 Masters green jackets.
Hanging in the closet. It's like, is he even human? He's playing a different sport out there sometimes.
Well, what's really striking is just how dominant he's been since that first major back in 22.
Yeah.
15 wins in just 4 seasons. That puts him in a really, really elite group. Not many players sustain that level.
And here's a nugget for you. This is wild. In the last 100 years, only Seve Ballesteros won his first 3 majors by 3 shots or more.
Wow, only Sev.
Only Sev. And now Scheffler joins him. Think about Tiger, his second major. That PGA at Medina, he won by 1 shot. Totally different vibe.
That's an amazing stat. And if you look at PGA Tour history, how fast he's done this, reaching 15 wins. Since 1950, only Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus got there quicker. Scheffler did it in 3 years, 94 days.
3 years.
Yeah.
That's Nicklaus and Woods territory already. Incredible pace.
Puts him right in that conversation, doesn't it?
But it wasn't all smooth sailing, right? He had to grind a bit.
Definitely not. He made bogey or worse 10 times during the week.
10 times.
But here's the key. He followed that up with a birdie 6 times.
Wow, 6 out of 10.
A 60% bounce back rate. Field leading. It just shows.
He just shakes it off like, okay, bad hole, next. Unreal mental game.
Exactly. It shows that resilience, but also probably really smart course management to set up those bounce back birdies. And that 60%, only 2 other guys in the last 30 years the PGA have hit that. Minimum 5 chances. Sergio in 06, Greg Chambers in 2000.
So he was way out front on that stat.
Clear leader. And think about the momentum he had coming into the PGA.
Oh yeah, the CJCUP Byron Nelson.
Won it by 8 HT strokes.
8. That's it.
Since 1985, the only other guy to win back-to-back tour events by 5 or more strokes, Tiger Woods.
Of course it's Tiger. Scheffler's just, he's hoovering up these wins.
And don't forget that finish to round 3, 5 under over his last 5 holes at Quail Hollow.
That's moving day momentum right there.
Only 3 other players have ever done that on this course in a tour event. That closing power tells you a lot.
And I heard he, flipped a switch on the back 9 Sunday. Front 9 was a bit meh, then he just turned it on.
Seems that way. Just found another gear. And, big picture, this is his 14th top 10 in only 23 major starts.
14th out of 23. That's just ridiculous consistency in the biggest event.
Astonishing, really.
Okay. Let's switch gears. The big hitter, Bryson DeChambeau.
The scientist.
Tied for second, 6 under. You could almost feel his frustration, right? Felt like he could have won it, but maybe some putts slipped out, maybe some bad breaks.
Yeah, he definitely felt he had the game. And statistically, off the tee, dominant.
Oh, yeah.
Led the entire field in strokes gained. Off the tee. That stat really measures how you do compared to the average tour pro from the same spot.
So he was killing it with the driver, which sparks that whole debate again, right?
That's
power versus
decision. Or maybe Scheffler's all-around game and that composure.
Yeah.
Bryson's got the bombs, but Scheffler had the answers everywhere else.
He was even leading solo for a bit on Saturday.
He was. But he mentioned the wind, messing with his high ball flight. Said he's already thinking about new equipment for the U.S. Open.
Always tinkering, that guy. Never stops trying to find an edge.
And the power is just undeniable. Averaging, a casual 343 yards with that crank driver?
Casual. And didn't he hit one 480 in an exhibition or something?
Yeah, 480. It's just raw, incredible force.
So another close call. Runner up here. P5 at the Masters. Is his glass half full because he's contending, or half empty because he can't quite slam the door shut?
That's the million-dollar question for him, isn't it? He's there. He's in the mix in the majors. That's huge.
Yeah, true.
And the fact he's focused on refining things like managing the ball flight suggests he's determined to get over the line.
Okay, now. Jon Rahm, Sunday. What happened?
Oh, man. What a roller coaster.
He looked incredible early on. Tied for the lead with Scheffler, 9 under through 11 holes. I thought, here we go, shootout.
His start was absolutely electric. Looked so solid, so ready to challenge. It really felt like we were heading for a massive finish.
But then, bam, holes 13 to 18 just unraveled.
It did. A couple of missed short putts, which is unlike him.
And then the green mile.
Oh, boy.
2 balls in the water, 17 and 18.
Ouch. On the closing stretch like that.
Finishing 5 over par on just those last 3 holes. It was frankly shocking, especially after how good he looked earlier.
Yeah, the green mile lives up to its name, I guess. Just eats players alive under pressure.
It certainly tested him, and unfortunately it got the better of him this time.
But sounds like he's trying to take positives from it. Got to have that short memory.
You have to. Top players learn from it, identify what went right before it went wrong, and move on. That's the mark of a champion.
Okay, let's shift to a happier story. Jonathan in Vegas. Tied for 5th.
Great week for him.
His best ever finish in a major. And get this, he was leading after round 1 and round 2.
Phenomenal performance, leading a major for 36 holes. That takes some serious game and nerve. He sounded really proud, you know. Just staying in the fight under that kind of intense pressure. Leading a major must be mentally exhausting.
Absolutely. The scrutiny, the internal pressure, it's immense. And he mentioned the quick turnarounds with tee times earlier, adding to the challenge.
And his college coach chimed in. Said something about his courage, his background.
Yeah, highlighted his resilience coming from humble beginnings in Venezuela. Makes his success feel even, more special. Great story.
Love those stories. Okay, some other juicy bits from the week. Harris English.
Sneaked right up there.
Tied for 2nd. Shot a final round 65, that's 6 under. His lowest ever round in a major championship.
That's how you finish. 5 birdies on the back 9 alone on Sunday at Quail Hollow. That's just clutch.
And apparently, all his other major top 10s were at the U.S. Open. That's kind of weirdly specific, isn't it?
It is interesting. Suggests he really thrives on those tough, demanding courses. Maybe Quail Hollow fit his eye like a U.S. Open setup.
Okay, now this one made me chuckle. Marco Penge. After 2 rounds, he led the field in strokes gained off the tee, averaging 326.1 yards.
Okay. Solid driving.
But Bryson was averaging like 345.6 yards. Yeah. So Penge wasn't the longest by a long shot, but he was gaining the most strokes relative to the field with his driver.
Yeah. That's brilliant. It's a perfect example, isn't it?
Of what?
That it's not just raw distance. Penge was clearly finding positions, maybe hitting more fairways, putting himself in spots to score better off the tee, even without Bryson's mega yards. Accuracy, strategy, sometimes beats sheer power.
Stats are funny things sometimes. It just shows. Doesn't always mean you're top of the leaderboard.
Exactly right.
And we just have to mention a green mile again. Holds 60, 17, 18.
Absolutely brutal finish.
It really lived up to the hype, didn't it? Caused chaos. Shook up that leaderboard massively. It's like that stretch just decides, nope, not you this year.
It's designed to test everything. Your swing under pressure, your nerve, your decision-making. When the Wanamaker Trophy is on the line, it's peak drama. It caught out Rahm, nearly caught others.
And a quick reminder for you golf nerds listening to the playoff, if they tie after 72, it's a 3-hole aggregate.
16, 17, 18.
And if they're still tied, sudden death, starting back on 18. You remember JT winning in 22?
Justin Thomas, yeah. Came back from 7 shots down, won the playoff. Just shows.
Anything can happen in these majors. The drama is just built in.
That playoff format definitely keeps you glued to the screen. You never know.
So let's wrap our heads around this. The big picture. What do we take away?
Well, you saw that stark contrast, right? DeChambeau's incredible power.
Versus Scheffler's like almost machine-like consistency and mental game. Just relentless.
Then Rahm's Sunday, a reminder that major pressure can get absolutely anyone, even the best.
Yeah, that was tough to watch. And you had guys like Vegas, even Penge with that stat, showing up strong. Golf's unpredictable.
Always keeps you guessing.
And Scheffler, man, this run he's on, are we watching like an all-time great emerging right now? You have to wonder.
It's hard not to ask that question. The pace, the consistency in majors. It's genuinely historic stuff we're witnessing. It's these kinds of stories, the clashes, the collapses, the breakthroughs, the dominance that make majors so compelling.
Totally. All right, let's put a bow on this deep dive then. Key stuff. Scheffler stays dominant, grabs his first PGA title. DeChambeau, all power, another close call. Rahm showed us how brutal major pressure can be. And Vegas, career week, great story. Hopefully this gave you a much deeper feel for everything that went down at the 2025 PGA.
Yeah, it was quite the week. And it leaves you with maybe a final thought to chew on.
Lay it on us.
Considering everything we saw, the different styles, the crazy swings in momentum, the different ways guys contended or fell back, what really defines a successful week at a major? Is it just the winner? Or is it the raw power, the mental game, the clutch putts, or, some mix of everything? What matters most?
Ooh, deep thoughts. Something for you to ponder, golf fans. You've been hanging out with us here on Golfunity, the most popular golf infotainment podcast in town.
Thanks for tuning in.
Hey, don't forget to ring the bell. Find us on social media, connect with us, let us know what you think, and get ready.
Episode 20
is coming up soon. Another Golfunity deep dive into the world of golf is just around the corner. Head over to our social media.
Yeah?
Tell us what you think.
Let's hear it.
And give us your predictions for the future of golf.
Until next time.
Keep it in the fairway.
And hit 'em straight.